Butcher Brown, a name that sounds like it belongs to one, but instead is the name of five group members who are based in Richmond, Virginia. When a person hears about jazz, immediately their mind goes to the legendary Miles Davis. Oftentimes, someone may think of Louis Armstrong instead, or even Ella Fitzgerald. All these artists have something in common. Of course, they're all great, however, they are artists from the 20th century. Back in 2013, however, the band Butcher Brown decided that they would bring jazz back to the new generation in a very creative and expressive way. The quintet group decided to mix jazz with the amazing energy funk music brings, with an addition of the hip hop rhythm. Many members of Butcher Brown come from Virginia Commonwealth University, where they attended the VCU Jazz program. In the group, we have our trumpet and saxophone player, along with being the vocalist, who is Marcus, also known as Tennis Shoe Tenny, who uses the instruments to create a soothing and calming melody. We then have Morgan Burrs, who is the wonderful guitar player, Corey Fonville on percussion, Andrew Randazzo on the bass, and last but not least, Devon, also known as DJ Harrison, who is the keyboardist. The group consists of mostly black men, except for one member, Andrew Randazzo, and the predominantly black male lineup does a great job of paying homage to the history and beginning of jazz, and also gives the opportunity for them to add their own unique voice to the narrative that is jazz. The app TikTok is a great hotspot for new artists as we know it. Multiple teens and young adults influence each other on the app, and despite the app gaining traction because of humor or the act of curating personal content to one's liking, the app was built on the trend consisting of introducing new music, playing music, or simply dancing to it. Any song on TikTok that is discovered immediately creates the space for the artist to gain a following. As mentioned in Magnetic Magazine, journalist Amber Williams describes how the use of Megan Thee Stallion's song Savage in a single TikTok, where a user created a dance for the song, caused the song to rise on the charts from being song number 98 to song number 20 in just under a week. Around the summer of 2023, Butcher Brown's song Tidal Wave had successfully made it to the app. The song consists of light cymbal tapping, the saxophone, a very low yet amazing bass line, and overall a great feel. When listening to the song, it's no doubt that the audience listened and loved it because of its ability to express peace, happiness, and its ability to be a sound similar to a recollection of a great memory. Many young adults and teens use the song in the background of TikToks where the content consisted of compilation videos of them outside in nature, photo collections of beautiful images, or what a person believes their happy place looks like. When the group is asked about what their sound is to them, the group had nothing other than to say that they play solar music. Drawn from their website, the group is described and spoken about in a beautiful way. Drawing inspiration from every sound under the sun, the Richmond, Virginia band adds elements of funk, soul, and rock to their foundational mix. The result is a southern leaning, sometimes psychedelic fusion that feels fresh yet familiar. Simultaneously, working within and defying genre conventions, Butcher Brown's is a jazz festival mainstay that could tour with Tyler the Creator as easily as Khruangbin. Many have asked how jazz has died out as the years progress, but Butcher Brown had decided that they needed to bring back the progressive jazz funk genre to the 21st century. Being able to mix jazz with other genres does a great job of introducing something like jazz that is unfamiliar or already biased for someone and making it enjoyable. In Tidal Wave, the group introduces homophony, the act of moving together in the same rhythm. This can be heard in the transition from very, very fast to a slower and calmer tune and pace. Here's an example in soundbite from the song. The band does a great job of using elements from traditional jazz like heterophony as well, which is where the group of musicians are playing together, but without the goal of creating this unified sound. This can be described as something that is a little more distressed or unorganized. Listen for this closely in their song called Faux Bliv off of their first album released in 2014. As you can hear, the drums will follow the rhythm and then have a mind of their own. Jazz for people who have never heard of it or been interested in it, like many of those who got into Butcher Brown through TikTok, feel as if the music can be spiritual or healing, which is something all kinds of music can do. However, jazz in its improvisation aspect brings truth and realness. That is why the group was formed in the first place, to be able to play together and overall push each other for a better. In an interview, Tenashu mentions his need to confide in himself to keep up with the rest of the group to be the best player he can be.
I find that when I'm playing in an ensemble, if I'm the weak link, then I feel like that's when I progress the most. And that's what I like about the situation is that it's I'm the weak link. I feel like, and so it causes me to kind of it's like, all right, now you can trust them. You don't have to worry about them. You kind of have to make sure that you're up to speed with them.
As listeners of this new progressive jazz, and knowing that the genre to them is described as solar music, it becomes a question of why it is solar music. Sun and everything associated with the sun is always about radiating good, positive light and energy, which is exactly what Butcher Brown's music does, as does jazz. Closing out the experience of learning about Butcher Brown, I'm going to leave y'all with a song from their most recent album called Solar Music, released just in the fall of last year in 2023. This song is called Happy Hour, and it definitely sounds like what it sounds like. If you enjoy this song, feel free to check out more of their stuff as they're constantly evolving as a band.